Thank you for joining us today for this exciting company-wide announcement. It's a great day when we gather to celebrate an exciting development that will shape the future of your business and elevate the level of service you provide to your valued clients. In our modern, fast-paced world, convenience and efficiency are paramount for consumers in all aspects of their lives. When it comes to real estate transactions, the concept of a one-stop shop has gained immense popularity and preference amongst consumers. Recent studies conducted by the National Association of Realtors reveal that a staggering 95% of buyers expressed a strong preference for the one-stop shop real estate model. To that end, I am thrilled to announce our new partnership with Prosperity Home Mortgage. Prosperity Home Mortgage is a full-service Berkshire Hathaway-owned mortgage company. In a time when financial institutions are struggling, this partnership offers the strength and stability of the Berkshire Hathaway name. This marks a significant milestone for our company, unlocking many opportunities and advantages that will undoubtedly enhance your business and benefit your clients. Prosperity Home Mortgage offers an extensive range of mortgage products and services tailored to the unique needs of your clients. By joining forces, we combine our expertise and resources, positioning ourselves at the forefront of the real estate landscape. Today's announcement is just the beginning of an exciting journey. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Justin Messer, CEO of Prosperity Home Mortgage, who will share more about Prosperity's unique lending model and highlight some of the many benefits our new partnership will offer you and our company. Justin, it's all yours.
Thanks, George. Good morning, everybody. Very excited to be with you virtually today and can't wait to get into market to meet some of you in person. I've got a huge team from Prosperity with me today on the Zoom. Those will be some of the foreign faces you see on your screen too, at least it's my right. And they certainly will be leading this into more detail. Really quickly, just want to jump into who Prosperity is. We are very, very well known in several pockets of the country. However, not that well known in Massachusetts specifically. We're going to change that, and we're going to change it quickly. Neighboring states, New York, Connecticut, et cetera, we have a large presence in the Northeast, just haven't really penetrated the Massachusetts market as we've been waiting for the right partner. One important thing about Prosperity at its core, when you start, we were born out of a real estate company called Long & Foster, which was the largest privately owned realtor in the country, 13 states in the mid-Atlantic. We were built by them strictly to serve our realtor partners. So we like to say created by real estate agents for real estate agents. Even when rates were going wild in 2020, 2021, Prosperity only for 1 month ever flipped to do more refinance transactions than purchase. We did 83% purchase transactions when the industry was more like 90% refinance. So we are unapologetically focused on purchase business. It is our hedgehog. It is what we know we are the best at in the country. And, we always like to put a tag. You'll see this. We prove our value. So if you look at the state or this map of the United States, everywhere that's blue is a state that Prosperity currently lends in and is licensed for lending activity. Iowa is the weird outlier in the middle in yellow. That's a subsidiary of Prosperity, although we still lend there. And Hawaii is the only state where we actually do not currently lend, but we're working on it. Everywhere where you see a little Prosperity logo, that's where we have a branch currently. Everywhere where you see a little pin drop, that's where we are partnered with a BHHS franchise. So the tagline I like to use is local expertise, national reach, meaning you see a company like this that extends throughout the entire country. One of the first things you think of, I think, is they're not going to understand lending in Massachusetts. The difference of Prosperity versus a lot of national reach companies is we understand the purchase transaction, and we understand that it's not just local, it's hyper local. It can be different from neighborhood to neighborhood, subdivision to subdivision. Where we started in Washington, D.C., it's street to street. You'll see a lot of our value propositions are really, really, really focused around the transaction being hyper local. An important thing is we're Berkshire Hathaway owned. Why is that important? Well, really, Prosperity only looks to partner with Home Services of America companies. So in other words, companies that are owned by what we'd call BHHS or BHHS franchise. So we really don't like to extend ourselves out. We aren't bring me everybody. We want to service every single realtor partner in the country. We really, really focus on being an added value to either own companies or franchise companies of Berkshire Hathaway. In terms of size and scope, over the last 2 years, we've closed 65,000 purchase transactions. 23,000 of those were closed within the BHHS network with BHHS network partner real estate professionals. And that's over 100 different BHHS brands throughout the country, about $8 billion. We've got about 1,500 team members nationwide. We actually have about 800 we have 800 mortgage consultants, which is what we call loan officers, that really sit in real estate offices for the most part. So almost fully co-located inside a real estate office, serving that office or an office or two exclusively, becoming partners in that office. We are a top 15 retail lender, according to Scotsman Guide, which is the most prevalent industry ranking. What is a retail lender? That's someone who makes loans directly to the customer. So there are people who buy loans that have already been closed, et cetera. So why prosperity is something we like to see. And again, this is just our elevator pitch. So we'll get into market and give a lot more details. The thing we live by is every opportunity is an opportunity to impress. So that's every interaction we have with you, every interaction we have with a potential buyer, every interaction after closing we have with that homeowner. Okay. We aren't entitled to your business just because George jumped on and said we have a partnership with Prosperity. We don't expect you to immediately come in and use us because that's what we said, but we're going to earn your business. The one thing I can say is we will be your most accountable and accessible partner. I am 100% accountable to George and the team, and I am 100% accessible, as is everyone on this call. That's why I always throw my cell phone number on there. So I'm the CEO of the company. That is my cell phone number. I do work a little bit better via text as opposed to phone call, but hey, if you like phone calls, I'm here for you. And I'll pick it up if I see the a Massachusetts area code. But the important thing to realize is we understand what happens if we mess up a purchase transaction. It could be that you have domino closings. It could be that you're on both sides of the listing. It could be one of your partners are on the other side of the listing. We also understand that if we mess up a transaction in your office, depending on who we mess it up with and how vocal that agent happens to be, it can cost us dearly reputationally in that office. So we treat every single transaction as a pot of gold, right? It's very important to perform because we not only carry our reputation, we carry the reputation and credibility of Commonwealth, of Robert Paul Properties, Berkshire Hathaway, and every single purchase transaction that we get the honor and the privilege to touch. What are we here to do? What do we wake up every morning? We're here to make you look good, partner with you and your buyers. And that's very important to say before the transaction. So how can we get them ready, get you advised on what they can actually be looking for? During the transaction, we're going to make it seamless, and then long after the home buying transaction. So George referred to this, the one-stop shop experience is really what we want to dive deep into, become a really cohesive team, and we'll dive into that a little bit. So George referenced this again, proof is in the numbers. 95% of home buyers would consider a one-stop shop, 75% would pay more. Why is that important? All we're talking about is convenience. Generationally, as we look between folks, right? The older generation was a lot more about value, right? So if you go and list a house that, someone's owned since 1970, there's a good chance that there's like a orange stove in there because the stove still works. Why would they replace it? You go into a millennial's house, they've replaced the stove 3 times because they wanted to connect it to their smartphone. They're about convenience, right? It's a shift. And I think sometimes we think of, I would say the more up and coming home buyer generation really to be about, I'm going to shop every single thing on the internet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go around it. Quite frankly, it's purely convenience. I mean, me personally, I know I should call the 1-800 number whenever I want help. I always go to the chat. Why do I go to the chat? Because I think in my head, it's going to be more convenient. It never is. It never works out. I always end up calling the 1-800 number afterwards, but it's about convenience, right? And convenience is time. So the one thing we'll continuously talk about is a referral to PHM because we're only as good as A, we show you we are, but B, we're only as good as the referrals that you provide us. And I think it's important to look at that bottom line there, which is a refer to PHM is an opportunity to educate a buyer on a solution you have access to, which is a one-stop shop. right? Co-located in your office, partnership, co-accountability. You can be the quarterback of the transaction. We are just here to pay second fiddle and make you look great, right? So you have access to that, something that 95% would consider, 75% would pay more to it. Most buyers want it. Other agents don't have it. Here's a few quotes that we just throw in here, right? It's more efficient, more manageable. It makes a mortgage more likely. One-stop shopping makes buying a home easier. These are all the things we want to present. And we're constantly looking for solutions around technology or super apps or all these things to make things more convenient. We can solve it through good old-fashioned customer service and being connected at the hip on the transaction. Okay. And it's going to reflect not only, better on prosperity, because we're going to do a great job, but better on you as an agent and our brands when we deliver this experience. The thing I really want to focus on is we don't step into the office as a vendor. Okay. We didn't partner in it. Believe me, George and the team took a long time really, really vetting and picking out who is the right partner. We are a team. And we want to be viewed as a team, not just because you guys are BHHS and we're Berkshire Hathaway. That is just an extra step in the accountability process. But we are a team because we want to protect your buyer. Okay. When you refer something into prosperity, it comes into our ecosystem. We are going to continue to co-market that after closing, because what we want to do, we want to try to, in every single way, shape, and form, keep you in front of the client post-closing, so that they'll come back to us, come back to you, come back to someone, and we can refer that directly back to you. It's a customer for life campaign. Again, one team, customer for life. So, I think we'll go into this a little bit more, touch on it and more detail later, but just remember that 91% of buyers say that they would use their agent again, according to NAR, only 13% of them actually do. Okay. And that's a survey from a few years ago. I think that the Zillows of the world, the Rocket Homes of the world, et cetera, are getting a little bit better at trying to get in between us and our sphere. We talk about Rocket Homes, Guaranteed Rate, Loan Depot, all of these large mortgage banks who have servicing portfolios who are now trying to get into the real estate business. Do they actually want to be in the real estate business? Absolutely not. It's too hard, right? What they want to do is try to get all these leads and then provide those leads to you and affect your compensation down and make you still do all the hard work. Right. So we are trying to, again, be your partner to refer back to you. We'll show you a little bit right there of a co-branding concept that we have. It's always you up front in front of the client whenever prosperity is advertising. So again, one team trying to get your clients back, 100% dedicated to accessibility, accountability, and making you guys look great. And again, I'll leave it with this and then I'll pass it over to Patrick and Kim. We do not in any way feel entitled to your business because of a partnership that's been executed. We feel like we are going to add the most value of any lender in the country. We will be the most accessible, the most accountable, and we'll earn your business. So with that, I thank you guys for the time and I pass it over to Patrick and Kim.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Patrick McGovern. I am the regional sales leader that will be supporting all of you. I will be, my goal is to recruit and hire the best in class mortgage originators for Commonwealth and Robert Paul Properties. And my commitment to you is that I will not hire a single person unless there is full buy-in from your office leaders, as well as the sales management team at Robert Paul and Commonwealth Properties. We want to hire the best in class folks. And like you, I appreciate referrals. So if you know someone that might be a good fit and is up to the caliber of Commonwealth and Robert Paul Properties, please get their name to both me and George, and we will get started on recruiting those folks. Probably the best opportunity that we have to support all of you as agents in an environment where virtually every deal is a multiple offer scenario is our Buyer Advantage program. Our Buyer Advantage program simply gives us the opportunity to provide your client with a commitment letter as opposed to just a pre-approval letter, so that when the stack of offers goes to the listing agent, it allows your offer to stand out. It also provides you the opportunity and your client the opportunity to potentially waive the mortgage contingency. It allows them to close much, much faster. And it is an offer that is as close to cash as possible. Along with the commitment letter, you'll also receive a certificate that will show the seller as well as the buyer that they are fully approved, that the credit has been approved, the assets have been reviewed and approved, and the income and employment are also approved. To further strengthen that offer, we provide the best-in-class closing guarantee, which says simply that if we don't close your transaction on time, we will provide $10,000 to your seller. So once again, in a scenario where virtually every transaction is a multiple offer transaction, we want to provide you with a commitment letter versus a pre-approval, as well as a certificate that shows that it's been fully reviewed and approved by an underwriter, as well as a closing guarantee, which is going to allow you not only a much smoother and faster transaction, but it will absolutely help you to win in multiple offer situations. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of scenarios where it was the buyer advantage as well as the closing guarantee that won the offer for our client, putting them in the best possible position. With that, I will turn it over to our Senior Vice President and National Sales Leader, Kim Kurkowski.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that. Before I get into the bridge loan, I really wanted to make the comment that our programs that are unique to us are typically born from needs that real estate agents have. So the buyer advantage loan and the $10,000 guarantee really came about when you as agents were telling us, hey, I'm writing 10, 15 offers for one buyer and I'm not getting any contracts accepted. So we tried to come up with a vehicle that was as close to cash as possible, like Patrick said, to help you all win more deals for your customers and get more contracts accepted. So the bridge loan here is no exception. And what this was designed to do is to allow sellers that want to move to write a contract without having a sales contingency on their current home. So the buyer's bridge is designed to let that seller make an offer on a new home and get that property moved without having a contingency, because the seller's market doesn't like to wait for a current sale, and they don't want to have a contingency in the contract. They're not going to accept that contract typically if you have that contingency. It also helps you as a listing tool because you are partnering and you have an in-house lender that has this to offer. So this is something absolutely that you should present at a listing appointment and set yourself apart from everybody else that are trying to get these very valuable listings right now. And it gives your buyer the confidence that you can help them buy and sell seamlessly, and they can move on to the next transaction. And like I said, this is a proprietary program at Prosperity. So if you do present this to a seller or a buyer, this is something unique that makes you stand out in the industry. So thank you. And now I am going to introduce Neil Hara, who's our Chief Appraiser, and is going to talk to you about all things appraisal and how we differ from the rest of the competition.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for the time again. And like Justin, I do have my phone number up there. That happens to be my business number, but it does roll to my cell phone. So fully accessible to you. And if nothing else, know that I am a resource to you, whether it's our deal or not. And that's the mantra of us as a company. We're supporting you and want you to succeed, because when you succeed, we succeed. So super excited to kind of just give you a high-level overview of our collateral department and what really sets us apart. And with that, we'll roll into the overview here of the team with myself, Chief Appraiser, but we have an appraisal review manager. That is an appraiser, a licensed appraiser too, that oversees a group of technical reviewers, they're licensed appraisers, to deal with those problematic files. And we have a collateral underwriting manager, a dedicated team of underwriters that exclusively reviews appraisals, separate from the credit underwriters. It gives them the experience and the nuance to deal with appraisal challenges out there quickly and come to a decision. We have an appraisal desk, a little more detail on that on the upcoming slides here. We have a condo project manager to streamline the whole project approval and review process for you. A technology manager, obviously we're in an environment where technology is changing all the time. And we have an appraiser panel manager that oversees onboarding of those appraisers, local appraisers. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that in this slide coming up. What sets us apart? We commit technology and talented people to create our own appraisal desk. We don't use appraisal management companies or AMCs. Those AMCs are really a for-profit middle company. They take about 1/3 of the appraisal fee. They work with multiple lenders. It makes it very difficult to interact with the appraiser and get results. At Prosperity, that borrower fee for the appraisal goes 100% to the vendor. Appraisers work directly for us, one client. And through that, we have a very proactive reconsideration process and the ability to get resolutions quickly. So our panel here, what makes us different? We get highly trained appraisers from the local market, partly from your input and referrals. As Patrick mentioned, we welcome those referrals. We pay them that full appraisal fee. We get quality reports back quickly. And when those reports come back to us, we have a very robust QC process, really committed to communication all along the way. Those licensed appraiser reviewers that work for us are a key part of that. This hard stop for sales variance, really what that's a nice way of talking about cut or low appraisals. What do? They go into a special queue that's reviewed by these appraisers that work for us. It doesn't go straight into underwriting. And so we want to make sure that report makes sense. This is a life event for someone, and we need to get the valuation right. So through that process, we do a deep dive on it. We communicate those results. And ultimately, what we're looking at is a partnership with you. We score these appraisal outcomes. We make sure that the bulk of the assignments go to the best possible appraisers out there. And you as agents have an input. This is the advantage of your in-house mortgage company. Do you understand the lender's appraisal process? And do you trust it? And really, that's what we're looking for here. If you're obviously working with a buyer and you want to take them to a lender that you're confident with, but if you're a listing agent and you're looking at offers being presented and you're talking about that with the seller, do you understand where the buyer is financing? And do you fully trust and know their appraisal process? This is a deep dive slide I won't go into for time's sake here, and we can take this off in a future meeting of behind the scenes of how our system works. And most important to you is every single appraisal that comes in short of contract price gets reviewed, enhanced reviewed by a licensed appraiser that works for us. It happens quickly, 24 business hour SLA on that. Those results get communicated directly to our mortgage consultant, the loan officer. And if the parties want to pursue a reconsideration of value, we facilitate that. And the advantage of that is our appraiser in-house is facilitating that. So we're communicating appraiser to appraiser. Much better results. That report still has not hit underwriting, and we iron it out to get everyone on the same page. And if you happen to do VA deals, first of all, thank you. We are committed to putting vets into homes. And secondly, the reconsideration and value challenges of VA appraisals are known. Partner with the lender that understands their formal processes, whether it be Tidewater or reconsideration of value, will facilitate that for you as well. And last thing I want to touch on, our condo co-op team, awesome team here, really helps streamline the review, collection of data, all of that to make project approvals possible. And that includes FHA Del Wraps, single unit approvals, the ability to walk you through the process and assist in getting new VA and FHA projects approved. This is a team also that welcomes previews. Maybe there's a new project out there and you want to know, how can we be sort of first in or the exclusive lender? We'll partner with you and we'll support that. So to that end, I'll close with, we are built for lasting partnerships, designed to support you. So really want to get started, super excited about it. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ron Wibig in National Sales and Marketing.
Thanks, Neil. Great stuff. Welcome, everybody. We're glad to be here. What I do in national sales support, Justin mentioned at the beginning that our job is to make you look good. And that's what we think about when we wake up in the morning. Well, my job is a little bit different. When I wake up in the morning, I think about how I can support our mortgage consultants in helping their real estate agents list and sell more homes. So we take it to that next level on my team. How can we get and help real estate agents list and sell more homes? Before I get into my presentation, though, we've got our head of retail, Brian Haug, who has a very special affiliation because he came from your business model. And I wanted him to set up this last section here and turn it over to him just for a minute to introduce himself, what makes his role special, and set us up here to finish us off. So Brian, I'm gonna turn it over to you real quick.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, George, for the time and everybody here. Excited to be here. Excited to hear SHERRI Johnson in just a little bit. I've been with the company 20 years. And, when I started, I became an in-house loan officer, and in-house loan officers are just different than outside loan officers. We don't just do loans. We don't just sit here and let agents work very hard, which they do, to get a lead, get a transaction. And then we're just here to get that transaction, right? That's what I would say most loan officers are there and set up to do. We have to be different. And through those 20 years, and what I've just fell in love with is this in-house relationship, because we can be more than that. We don't just take your transactions. We want to be able to help you multiply your transactions, go vertical with your business, listen to your needs. And it's really important to our company. We don't just say it, we live it. In fact, for 4 years, I ran real estate for Long & Foster as a senior vice president, had 4,000 agents, 46 offices. And the great thing about that job that I had was to be able to listen to the real estate stories of agents, know how they got there, know their business model, really ask questions. And as a loan officer, that's what we did. And that's what prosperity loan officers really try to do. And that's why we call them mortgage consultants. But they're there to add value to your offices that are bigger than just a transaction, right? And add value and content and knowledge and things of that nature. And one of the biggest challenges that agents have is staying in front of your clients, right? Because technology has changed and it's changing really, really quickly. And we know that at Prosperity. And so, we don't want to just be here to get your transactions. We want to be here to help you keep a gate over all of your past clients and your future clients to have, so that banks that are out there that are trying to steal your business and sell them to discount brokerages, we could put a stop to that, or at least try to put a stop to that. And so, any company can do a mortgage for you. I think very few, and certainly I don't think any companies like us cannot just do a transaction for you, but help you also grow your business on that too, and really put you in the driver's seat. So with that said, Ron, I'm really excited to turn over to Ron, really walk you through some of the examples that we have of keeping your clients sticky.
Yeah, and our goals here is to keep you top of mind with our exclusive co-marketing tools, and to help, as Justin said earlier, help protect your sphere. So when you close a client, they're not going to be stolen from another company for their next transaction. We're going to keep them here with you. And we have that in 3 different avenues: before the purchase, during the purchase, and after the purchase. So let's talk about before the purchase. On the buy side, we can review your prospects, your past clients, and on the fence buyers, and create co-branded lead capture email journeys. So you have renters, we can put them on a rent to earn journey. Credit repair, prospects that maybe have some credit challenges, we can put them on a credit repair journey. These are just customers that want to buy, but they're sitting on the fence because of rates or what have you. We can put them on a lead purchase journey to show them why it's still important to buy today rather than waiting. And then also all the customers that are coming into open houses today, what happens to them? We can register every single one of them with a really slick tool and communicate them on a regular basis. So again, let's get as many of our clients into our sphere where we can co-brand and continue to market them to turn them into buyers. And we can put any one of your customers on these types of journeys that right now include email, texting, and things like that. And then you move on to listing flyers. And this is important because when a customer comes into your house today, do you have mortgage information on that sheet, info sheet? And the reason why that's so important is because if the customer likes the home, the next thing they're going to do is see if they can afford it. And if you don't have mortgage information sitting right there, what are they going to do? They're going to leave the home. They're going to go online. They're going to start typing up, mortgages in Boston, and they're going to see Rocket Homes or a ton of other lenders that also now have their own real estate company. You're going to get into their sphere, and they're going to move that lead, that mortgage lead, over to their real estate partner, and you risk losing that customer. Let's stop that right at the open house, right at the listing, by having mortgage information right there, so that they only are not connected to you and us for the long term, but they're less likely to leave you. So we have interactive virtual flyers and we have physical flyers for your listing that can go in those open houses and on those listings to keep the customer sticky to you. In addition to that, we have what we call infographic flyers. Give them more information, co-branded and customizable down to the font, color, size, photos, bio. It shows key information about the neighborhood, such as nearby shops, restaurants, parks, and you can change any of these restaurants. You go, I don't want to show Papa John's, that's kind of silly. You can actually change this and choose anything that makes it more attractive. These are just optional tools that we have to keep you top of mind, co-branded with both our mortgage consultant and our real estate agent. And then the last thing to mention here in regards to this is single property websites. Again, if you're using single property websites, do you have mortgage contact information? If not, same thing. They're going to review your single property website. Then they're going to go online and they're going to look for mortgage information elsewhere. We can help you with single property websites for every single one of your listings that is co-branded with a mortgage consultant, and even have you a pretty cool sample report that I can hopefully show you here that you'll see in 1 second. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but you can see what these look like. They're pretty simple and pretty cool. They go about talking about the property, pictures, things of that nature. But here's the key. You've got information that focuses on you, but it also has got mortgage information right at your fingertips. So again, it allows you to promote the listing on social media. It allows you to support the mortgage real estate relationship. And then during the purchase, because that's also important. More and more, clients are shopping even during the purchase process, more on the mortgage side, but we also want to take every opportunity to keep them in front of you during the process. So we co-branded all of our milestone updates: when the application is received, when they get conditional loan approval, when the appraisal is completed, when we have final approval, when it's clear to close, and then after they close. We send them communication that's got you front and center on all those pieces. And we copy you on many of these important milestones. We don't send you a CC on every single one of these because we don't want to overwhelm your inbox, but we send you, I think, 3 or 4 of these emails so you can see how the customer is moving throughout the process. And then one of the really cool things we offer is a co-branded mobile app. And what that does is it allows you to stay connected to your clients during the home financing process. And it is designed to help you do that, but also it'll stay on their phone that they can use long-term as well. So as we move into what we do post-closing, that mobile app will stay on the phone that's co-branded with you. You can see your front and center, your logo's front and center, not ours. We stand underneath you on this. And our goal here is to understand that you are the main part of the transaction and we're there to support you. And when this mobile app is on your phone or your customer's phone, customer will be able to get pre-qualified, pre-approved right there. So Patrick talked about our buyer advantage. They can do it right from their mobile phone. If you're a millennial, they all want to do that. It allows you and your customers to scan in documents rather than having to worry about finding a scanner and all that type of stuff. You can just take a picture of it and upload it right into their loan application. It's got unique calculators for FHA, VA, jumbo, conforming, that's got all of the MI solutions built in. So it'll give your clients the exact or a very, very good estimate of what they can expect in a mortgage, no matter what type of mortgage they take. And finally, track their loan for both you and the customer. It'll show pop-up notifications like a ESPN or CNN breaking news alert that pops up on your phone and pops up on their phone as the loan moves from milestone to milestone. So both you and the client is updated every step of the way. very easy to share the app. Once you download it to your phone, you'll see a share this app quick links. We'll send that off to your customer, and then they have a co-branded app with you and your mortgage consultant. One of the tips that we offer is determine where in your process it makes sense to share the app. Many realtors share it when they meet with their client in person for the first time, and they say, hey, I've got a great mortgage partner. I'm going to share their mobile app with them. It's got both of our contact information. See how he or she can help you, and then boom, share it right then and there. And then finally, after the loan closes, this is where the rubber really meets the road. And Justin talked about this protecting your sphere, keeping you top of mind. So your competitors and would-be competitors, whether you think they are or not, other mortgage companies, trying to steal this customer for the future. So we put all of our clients on a co-branded post-closing campaign. These are emails go out to the customer based on date triggers, and you receive FYI emails when these emails go out. So it's a great opportunity to reach out to your buyer and check in. And like I said, it protects your sphere. Every quarter, the customer is getting an email until they move on to their next home, and hopefully we get them back with you and I as the loan officer on these co-branded campaigns. One of the most responded to emails that we send out are birthday emails. And it's not, shouldn't be just from us, it should be from you as well. But a lot of our agents don't track or keep track of where our customers are having birthdays. So we send you a birthday reminder 5 days. And it's a fantastic opportunity to reach out to wish them the best. So 5 days before their birthday, we send out a birthday reminder to you, reminding you, hey, you might want to reach out to our joint client. It's their birthday. And it's the most responded email or phone call we get. And again, all these things are done to protect your sphere. And finally, home equity is all the talk, right? Everybody's got all this home equity. We send the customer co-branded monthly custom home valuation reports to our closed clients. This way we maintain communication and keep them updated on values, appreciation, and equity. And you can see it's co-branded with our loan officer and the realtor. It offers opportunity to connect with both you and the loan officer and gives you that call to action. So I'd like to show a little sample of it real quick here. Again, I should have had these open beforehand so they pop up a little faster, but it'll come up in 1 second here. You can see this goes out to the customer, our closed customer, every single month. It's got our loan officer, it's got our real estate agent, it's got 3 estimates of value, which is meant to give a range. We know these aren't perfect. And the goal is, hey, do you notice a variation in the value? Do you have a question? Contact us and we'll get you with your real estate agent. Or if there's questions regarding equity, we'll get you with your mortgage consultant. And we even identify what they can do with their equity in these situations, like move up, pay a little extra on their mortgage, buy a new home, buy an investment property, make home improvements. We show them examples of what they can potentially do with their equity. So these are really cool tools and interactive tools to keep you top of mind. So why prosperity? Before I turn it back over to George, we're accountable. There's no other company you're going to get that allows you to call our CEO at any point in time. We're family. That one-stop shopping experience is something customers demand or at least want to consider. We add value to you. Neil talked about appraisal independence. Patrick and Kim talked about winning in multiple offers and creative financing solutions like our bridge loan to help you win. And then finally, our main goal is to make you look good and create a customer for life where me and you are partners and we help protect your sphere. That is prosperity. We can't wait to get started. And on that note, I'm going to pass it back over to you, George.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you very much. I'm not sure, Kim, or if one of the team, if we have any Q&A in there, if we have any questions that you can address at this time, you guys can see those, I believe. If you want to try to tackle some of those, or if not, we can try to get. We're definitely circulating an FAQ, so we'll be doing that. But if you guys, can you see that, Kim?
Yeah, I do. I see one more. Can I get presentation materials for clients? I'm going to send Jenny and George, a copy, abbreviated copy of this presentation, as well as flyers that are designed for clients. And I'll send those over to you today, George, and that way you can distribute them to your team.
Great.
Again, another question on the slides. Yes, we will be distributing them. There's anyone available to be present at an open house as soon as next weekend?
We hope so.
I like it a lot, but unfortunately we don't have any MCs yet. But to echo what Patrick said, if you know somebody that's great and you really like working with them, please email or call either Patrick or myself. We'll be glad to reach out to them. What we really want to do is, once we have loan officers in your offices, then we're going to come back out and do a more in-depth training for your agents and really kind of get into the nitty-gritty of how our programs can help the agents sell more properties. But we don't want to get too far down the line.
Right.
Having said that, Patrick also has Connecticut, so we do have mortgage consultants today that are licensed in Massachusetts, so we can accommodate you if you do have, those transactions. But we really want to get solid, awesome people in your offices before we really, go gung-ho on this. So,
Hey, Kim, I can answer two of the earlier questions too. Mike
Okay.
asked, you have a list of wholesale lenders we use. We're actually a correspondent lender. What that means is we close the loan in our name. So the loan actually closes, and sometimes the customer even makes their first payment to Prosperity, and then the loan is sold down the line, typically 30, 60, 90 days out. So we sell directly to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, and things like that. Then we also have, non-conforming type products, jumbo type loans, where we do use investors like Chase or, a big US bank or a big national type of lender. But most of the stuff we do, we close in our name and sell it after closing. And then someone asked about our turnaround time on Buyer Advantage. What's really cool about that is we have a couple different options. If a customer actually links their assets electronically, there's an opportunity for us to turn that around the same day, fully underwritten. Now, if they don't link their assets and we have to gather W-2's bank statements, we guarantee a 48-hour turnaround time for a fully underwritten commitment. Now, we can get you a pre-qual letter in 10 minutes like every other lender can, but for the fully underwritten Buyer Advantage, it could be anywhere from same day to 2 days max. So it's pretty good from that perspective.
Great. All right, so I think, we'll obviously have a lot more questions about this partnership going forward. I hope you found that informative. The managing partners, Emily Clark, president of Robert Paul Properties, and the leadership of our company, have carefully examined potential mortgage partnerships. We were confident that Prosperity Mortgage was the clear choice for our company and you, because they're a mortgage company with the DNA of a real estate company. That's what we loved about them. So I want to thank our Prosperity teammates for the great introduction today. We're going to now head to the second part of our presentation today, SHERRI Johnson. I'd like to introduce our exclusive coaching partner, SHERRI. SHERRI will speak to 5 actions to generate leads and grow your business, also to provide insight into the benefits of working with Prosperity Home Mortgage, because she has some experience in that area. So SHERRI, if you're here, you're on.
I am, and good morning, everyone. What a fantastic, exciting day. I just am so excited. We are going to talk about powering up your real estate listings with 5 actionable items. But before I do that, I do want to just say that a couple of things. One, I've been doing this for 27 years. I've been a I've been a fan of mortgage in-house partnerships. And in my 27 years, the company that I sold houses for, we had in-house, and we were privately owned, similarly to Long & Foster. And I can tell you, Long & Foster is also one of my clients. I've worked personally with most of the people on this, especially Brian. And this company Prosperity Mortgage is honestly one of the most admired mortgage companies in the country. And this partnership is really a game changer for all of you, because what I did as an agent was honestly use this as a competitive advantage. And, when you're at an open house and you don't know your buyer and you get a pre-approval from your in-house mortgage consultant and partner, that pre-approval is coming in at 100% validity rate versus they go to some other XYZ company and they get maybe a 60% valid pre-approval. So there are so many strengths about this. Another thing that would always happen is when someone would say to us, well, I already have a mortgage, I'm already locked in or whatever. We would say, well, it's really in your best financial interest to get another opinion. And honestly, 3 out of 4 times, our mortgage consultant was able to have better rates, have better service, have better, lesser closing costs, and deliver better service. And so honestly, 75% of the time, our agents were able to provide better value to the consumer, which made the agent feel awesome that they were adding real value that was both saving money, saving time, and creating a better experience for everyone. Not to mention, I heard Ron say, they are a mortgage banker. So they are funding that loan, which means it's going to close on time. What other company will give a $10,000 closing guarantee? It's an exclusive tool. It is a game changer when you're competing. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And, I will also say that when you're on a listing appointment and you're talking to a seller and presenting your marketing presentation, one-stop shopping is a value proposition because they may not be buying, or if they're moving out of state, the value of being able to say, we have a in-house mortgage company, and when your offer comes in with a prosperity pre-approval, I'm more comfortable taking your house off the market, right? And so a lot of our agents would even counter offer offers that come in on their listings and say, we'd like you to also talk to our mortgage company. We don't recognize this company from online or wherever. So there are so many benefits, and 9 out of 10 consumers want the convenience of one-stop shopping, which is why it's so popular. And again, this is a value add. It's going to be at your comfort level. But just honestly, when you can say, I have someone down the hall that can talk to you about mortgages right now, that's huge. When you're at an open house and you say, I have a mortgage consultant that can speak to you right now, let's go back to the office, I can get you pre-approved. Again, another big deal. And I had about 750 agents, and we really were able to make a difference, not only by adding better value, but just, when you think about Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and some of my other Berkshire Hathaway companies say home services is our middle name. And this is the point. We have everything they need to buy, to sell, and to now obtain a mortgage. So I congratulate you all. And I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity. And, the marketing, the co-branding, the keeping the client with you, it just goes on and on. So congratulations again. I'm excited to watch this happen. And again, we were able to, me personally, I think 60% of my business as an agent selling 75 houses a year went to my loan officer, my mortgage consultant, because I just knew it was easy. I could move on to the next deal. And I had absolute confidence that if there was an issue, I could call the president. I mean, every single person here gave you their cell phone today too. It speaks volumes. So again, congratulations, George, and to everyone at Berkshire Hathaway Commonwealth and Robert Paul Properties, because this is going to differentiate you and it's going to set you apart in the marketplace. And I'm excited. I'm excited that people want a mortgage consultant already, and we don't even have anybody to give them yet. So way to go. It's half year, it's a half year mark, right? And agents are saying to me, I'm having a great year. I could do double what I did in the second half than what I did the first half. Wherever you are, I want you to think about, what is your mindset? Check your mindset. Do you have a mindset of scarcity or of abundance, right? Are you telling yourself it's hard to get listings right now? Or are you telling yourself, I'm out there actually generating and creating my own success? If you go into SHERRI Johnson Academy, which all of you have access to, and I know you're all working with your managers on your gold mine pipeline, this is the opportunity, right, to put into place actionable items that are going to make a difference in the next 90 days, the next literally 6 months, and will have you in a profit in January. Think about that. Closings in January is the goal. So I want you to think about, what am I doing and what am I not doing? Where do I need to improve or increase or dial it up a little bit more? Right now, if you double down or even 10x your activities, what does that mean? Well, call more people, have more conversations, be more intentional about getting listing appointments every week, right? Everyone we talk to and the coaching members we have and throughout the country, those agents that are making a difference in their bottom line and literally selling more homes right now are going out and making it happen. So I need you to say to yourself, what do I need to change in my daily activities and my daily routine to make more sales? And I'm going to tell you to focus on listings, right? They're out there. If you go into SHERRI Johnson Academy, the micro farming section is, a lot of managers have been using that in their offices. Micro farming is a way to multiply every single listing or sale that you have, right? That means, how do I sell 3 to 5 more houses off of every listing? So go into micro farming, pull down the content. There are short, quick how-to videos. They're about 7 to 10 minutes long that will show you there are 5 different ways to micro farm, and they will show you specifically how to take that one listing and generate 2 to 3 to even 5 more sales off of that. You pick up 5 more customers, they all have a house to sell, right? We're looking at 10 transactions right there from that one property. So in there, I'm going to just highlight one of those micro farming strategies, which is to launch your new listing with a neighborhood open house preview. So what happens is agents will say to me, well, there's no time to do an open house, SHERRI. It sells before we can have an open house. And what I'm going to say to you and challenge you with and ask you to consider doing is, the next time you launch a new listing, that's an awesome property in an awesome location and a great price point where you would like to get more listings in that neighborhood, launch a neighborhood open house preview, right? Don't put the listing in on Monday, put it in on Friday. Let's be strategic in how you launch that new listing and how you market it to the neighbors and to your sphere. So imagine if you wait until Friday, you have a neighborhood open house, you invite the neighbors, you actually speak to them, you want to get to know them, because where there's one for sale sign, 2 to 3 more signs are going to pop up in that neighborhood within the next 3 to 12 months. And I want them to have your names on them. If you don't believe me, just think about it. Like, companies are trying to sell us algorithms that say who's going to move and who's going to be the next people to put the sign up in their yard. We know that already because we just have to be ahead of the market. You can have your name on every one of those signs if you are strategic and intentional and on purpose. And these micro farming strategies will help you pick up the business, right? In Goldmine Pipeline, we know that you just don't have enough leads. You're not talking to enough people. So when we 10x your Goldmine Pipeline, we add 30 more listing leads and 30 more buyer leads. And you look at that volume and you say, oh my gosh, I have $26 million in my pipeline, right? And not all of it's going to happen in the next 2 months. But the purpose of Goldmine Pipeline is to build future business, right? All those people are future leads. You're creating a backlog of buyer leads and seller leads who will eventually list, who will eventually buy from you. So fill out the pipeline if you haven't done it. If you have done it, I want you to strategically go after getting more listings on purpose. So here's a tip, a pro tip for everybody. Every week, I want you to ask yourself, how many listing appointments can I secure for myself this week? Because if you do that one goal, you get 4 conversations or 15 conversations about potentially listing someone's home. Or you go visit a home and give them a price opinion for a benchmark today, right? When someone says, we're not moving for 6 months to a year, you say, that's okay, I'm not going anywhere. And I would like to give you a price opinion benchmark in today's market, because it may be in your best financial interest to list now, or it might be better to wait. Either way, if you get in the door, 82% of the time, they're going to hire you, right? So the first person in the door is going to get this listing. So when someone says they don't know what they're doing, that's where we kind of don't know what to do with that potential lead. So I want you to get appointments, get them on your calendar, use the tools in the SHERRI Johnson Academy, and 10x your activities, because massive activities will result in a massively awesome pipeline full of potential buyer leads and potential seller leads. So again, let's make sure we are looking at the opportunity of leveraging every listing, right? Because if you do micro farming, we have agents who make $100,000 in 4 months from going after a neighborhood just to get listings. If you have buyers right now and you cannot find listings for them, there's a strategy in the SHERRI Johnson Academy in microfarming called How to Go After and Get Listings for Your Buyers in a Low Inventory Market. That strategy will not only find you a buyer home, but it will also get you probably 2 to 3 more other listings. And guess what? All of those potential listings, those people need to buy a replacement home. So you're probably going to really see results if you use any one of these 5 microfarming strategies. So I'm excited because I know you're looking at the second half of the year. And I want you to think about whether you had a great first half or not a great first half. It doesn't matter, right? We can't go back and make a new start, but we can go from here and make a totally different ending of this year. And that is in your control. That is in your power. Coaching isn't making people great. It's bringing out the greatness you already have. And you have it all. You just have to dig down deep and say, what am I willing to do to get X number of listing appointments every week? Because I guarantee you, if you hit that listing appointment goal, everything else will happen. You'll have houses to hold open. You'll have houses to hold open for a neighborhood preview. You'll have houses that you can meet those neighbors. You can microfarm that neighborhood, and you'll double and triple your sales just from that one open house. Everything else will happen in your buyers. It's unbelievable. So I want you to be really intentional this second half. What can you do? And what could you do if you knew you wouldn't fail? And more importantly, what's holding you back, right? Set that crazy goal. Let's have a goal that seems crazy. Shoot for the moon, right? Land on some stars. I'd rather you do that than be average with your goals. Let's be a little bit focused on what crazy number you could achieve, right? Because I've got agents right now saying, I can't believe what I did the first half. So you can do whatever it is you want. You just have to be the first person to believe that. Success is not measured in so much as what you are doing compared to other people, but really of what you're capable of doing. So we're here to help you, your managers, your regionals, your owners. I'm here. I can't wait to see you on our next Sherri Johnson Live, which I believe is next week, where we're going to be talking about, of course, how to get more listings. And I look forward to helping and supporting you with this new partnership with Prosperity Mortgage. Thank you, everybody, for having me. George, I'm turning it back over to you. And I'll
Thank
see
you,
you
Sherri.
soon. You rock, guys. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Sherri. I want to thank the Prosperity team and Sherri Johnson for your valuable insight and coaching today. This was great. Listen, there's a lot of information here in the upcoming months. The Prosperity team is going to visit your offices, meet with you, spend time with all of you, answer questions you may have, help in any way. These are your teammates. This is our new team. Together, we're planning a company-wide event for the fall where we'll celebrate the partnership of our 2 companies with in a future filled with really exceptional client experiences, growth, and shared success. So we're planning to have some fun in the fall, so keep an eye out for that. As I've stated, this is a partnership. You can help right out of the gate. I mean, we heard today in one of the Q&As, can somebody help me at an open house? I would encourage you to identify mortgage originators in your market that would be an excellent addition to the Prosperity Mortgage team, and work with your sales manager to facilitate a meeting for this great opportunity. This is your opportunity to take a person who's doing a good job for you in the mortgage side of the business and make them a teammate not working for you, but working actually with you, which would be great. So on behalf of the managing partners, Emily, the entire leadership team, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to all of you for your dedication, hard work, unwavering commitment. We look forward to great things ahead. Thank you for attending today, and thank you for your kind attention. Have a great day.